In the event we do have an equality of faults, time for the lead after the first round, we will bring them back for that jump-off round, the El Cristiano Tequila, our FEI 2-star Grand Prix.
Horse rider combinations, 9 nations represented: Germany, Venezuela, Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, Ireland, Mexico, Canada, and the USA. And the USA fresh off that win on last night's competition, our FEI 5-star competition. We're going to find out which country will win.
Well, a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to this 2-star Grand Prix, kicking off the competition.
We have a new leader right now.
Kicking things off today in the international show jumping action with the 2-star Grand Prix. We've had some fantastic 2-star competitors all the way through the week, and it really is quite the star-studded lineup here this morning in this class, starting with none other than Juan Ortiz with Odile VDM. Juan has been a very consistent rider on the Major League show jumping circuit already this season. And it's great to see him competing Odile here, one that he's been going from strength to strength with over the course of the season. So taking a little look around the course with Juan. He has just tackled fence 3. That's the Golden Horseheads upright. And then now he comes to 4A, B and C. 1 stride, then 2 strides down the back of the arena in front of the VIP. Then have this Stones design Oxa, again along that line at the back of the arena. Liverpool at fence 6, off a right-handed turn there. And then we come left-handed now through to this fence 7. And 4 strides to the Cabana Coast Skinny upright at 8, 7 being the one with the butterflies either side. Another double in the middle of the arena now, and another related distance down to fence 10 with those doors either side. 11 is here down another upright down in the corner of the arena. He now makes the swing back to the Premier Equestrian upright at 12. Takes that on a bit of an angle to just get the shot that he wants. Then to the CP Oxa to finish. And what a fantastic performance to kick things off. Agonisingly, he has just gone a fraction outside the time allowed. That time allowed is 79 seconds, but that was quite perfectly ridden there, and really beautiful performance to start things off. Just is going to stay a hair outside the jump off. So clear for jumping, but 1 for time for Juan Ortiz. On then to our second competitor here this morning. This is Rupert Winkleman. Rupert rides the Eichendorff horses Duvery. This is a 9-year-old by Diamant de Semy and is a French-bred horse. On the dam side, we have Damiro B breeding. Rupert's had some really good performances here already in their past couple of weeks. He's had a win. In fact, he was 6th in the 2-star Grand Prix with Duvery last week as well. Really good double clear to finish. A very strong performance for them. He's also been jumping this horse in some of the 5 stars as well. In fact, in the 5-star Grand Prix in Monterey. And then earlier on in the year, had some good performances around Europe. 5th place in a 2-star speed class in Šamarin, that being in Slovakia. Great purpose-built facility there. Just comes down on the back rail of fence 10. He's got a good pace up. You know, he's seen that Juan Ortiz had a time penalty and he doesn't want to fall foul of the same thing. No issues in terms of time for Rupert Winkelmann. 74.21 on the clock for him, but 1 fence down will give him a total score of 4. Well, from Germany, we now turn to Mexico. Arturo Parada Vallejo is our next rider in with Cuidamo 10. It's an 11-year-old by Cuidam de Revel out of a Lacino mare. Good pace up round this turn. This combination were also in the top 10 in the 2-star Grand Prix last week, placing 9th. We'll be looking to go a little better this week, I'm sure, but that was still a very good performance. They also did well in the 2-star classes in San Miguel. 2 wins, in fact, for them there. And they've had top 5 placings in San Miguel earlier on in the year as well. Arturo's been riding this horse since around about May of this year. And the horse was with Nico Ritter of the USA prior to him taking over the reins. Again, takes the Premier Equestrian upright on a bit of an angle, just to then save a little bit of time down the final line to the CP Oxa. It's going to be just 1 down, and he is just inside the time allowed. So it's going to be 4 for Arturo Parada. We are still looking for our first clear. Such a shame for Juan Ortiz to just be less than half a second over that time allowed. So he's in the lead at the moment on the 1 penalty. And 2 on 4 for now. Erin Davis Heineken comes next then with Contan. As you can see from your graphic on your screens, she is a rider on the Roadrunners team, represents the USA here individually. And Erin again has been a really key fixture on the Major League show jumping circuit so far this year. Gets a good shot to the skinny fence. Unfortunately, they're fence 10 at catching her out, and they're coming down there. A lot of them are coming on a little bit of a longer stride down to fence 10, and unfortunately, Contan just struggling to make the back rail. Good down to the CP Oxer to finish, though. It's going to be 4, and the time 75.65. Well, the lie of the land at the moment, everybody, is that we have had 5 riders start and no clears yet. 4 riders completing on 4 faults and 1 rider on 1 penalty. That was Juan Ortiz, the first rider out, who jumped clear and was just a little outside the time allowed. That time allowed being 79 seconds. We still have a further 19 on our list. And it is quite the star-studded lineup, even in this 2-star Grand Prix. The final 2-star Grand Prix of the Major League show jumping season. And Kent Farrington is the next rider into the ring. He rides two-liner. This is an 8-year-old by Toulon, as the name may suggest to you. Kent took the win in the 5-star jump-off class last night, riding Orofina, and he is very much in the running for the individual season title. And of course we have the 5-star Grand Prix taking place tonight, and based on the results of that we will have the season champion crowned. Kent Farrington, as I say, in the running. Erin Ballard very much in the running, up there with him as well. The likes of Ashley Bond not far away. We're looking for our first clear then. Triple combination causes no problems for Kent. That's been jumping well so far today already. Keeps the pace up around the turn to 7. Very talented horse, and one built for speed, built for those quick turns. Just an 8-year-old, this horse as well. Kent, of course, with Olympic Games to his name, World Championships, Pan American Games, you name it, this man has done it. And he gives us our first clear here this morning with II.2. Oh, Kent Farrington will take the top of the tree, and now we will be looking for riders to join him to give us a jump off.
First on the list, that means we're looking for clear number 2, as that means we would be guaranteed the jump off. And that brings us to entry number 64. This is Jericho. Jericho, the Zangish Chestnut gelding. Source owned by Thunderbird Showpark of Langley, BC. Rider also from Langley, BC is Laura Tidball.
Laura Jane Tidball comes next. She rides for Canada, and the horse here is Jericho. This is one that Laura owns together with Thunderbird Showpark. It's a 10-year-old horse, Belgian bred. Cannabis Z breeding in terms of the sire, and then on the dam side we've got Andiamo Z for this horse. And we have an early fault here, so she's picked up 1 pole already. She's working on the 4 now, coming down to this line with the triple combination. Just comes down quite heavily on the back rail again. It's just, they just need to keep the pace up there to be able to make the distance over the fence. These are fairly wide oxers in here. A little outside the time allowed then for Laura Tidball as well. And so including the 3 fences down, she'll finish on a total of 14. And she'll slot into 7th place at the moment. Olivia Cleaver comes next. She rides for the USA and rides on the mark Equestrians Connor 69. This is a 9-year-old horse by Connor and has contender breeding on the dam side. This is one that she's been riding since the summer of this year. She was 23rd in the 2-star Grand Prix here last week. And back in 2021, this horse was ridden by Tanaka Rotkin, who of course we saw quite a lot on the Major League circuit earlier on in the year. Olivia also had a 11th place finish in the 2-star Grand Prix in Traverse City with this horse. Just takes a circle before the Cabana Coast fence. So she will, of course, get the 4 penalties for that, but that will be quite costly on the clock as well. We are already almost at the time allowed. Well, comes down to the last and brings a couple of rails down there. She's going to finish on a total of 28. Of course, quite a few time penalties incurred there, but sensibly taking the circle before fence 8. And this isn't a combination who have jumped too extensively in the past in international competitions, so good to just get the reliable round there, just to get them around. Simon McCarthy comes next then. Simon again had a very good performance last night, placing second in the 5-star jump-off class. That was with Gotcha, though. Simon's a rider on the Helios team. Helios, of course, who won the overall season team championship with that fantastic win on Thursday night, sealing them the championship title. Here in this 2-star, though, he rides Andy's boy, Bretonniere, horse who is French bred by Tinker's Boy. And this is a relatively new ride for Simon. He's competed this horse in Monterey in the 5 stars and then the 2 stars the following week. Just had 5 penalties in the 2-star Grand Prix in Monterey to finish 23rd. But he did have a 5-star win with this horse in the first week in Monterey. A 5-star jump-off class. The horse was ridden by Christopher Lindenberg quite extensively, and then this horse was also used for the Youth Equestrian Games in Aachen, interestingly. And there was ridden by Charlotte Hoing of Germany, but of course in that competition they don't ride their own horses. They are partnered with a horse. Well, Simon McCarthy gives us our second clear, 76.86 on the clock, and nothing to add for jumping. So we'll have a jump off. The 2 top-placed riders from the 5-star jump off class last night are the 2 through to the jump off in this 2-star Grand Prix as well. Great few hours, or great 24 hours for these 2 riders. Patricio Pascal is up next. Rides, of course, for Mexico. This morning, Patricio rides Alicia Santa Rosa. His horse is an 8-year-old that he owns himself. Cornet Obolensky breeding on the dam side for this horse. And this combination were 15th in the 2-star Grand Prix last week, just having the 1 fence down there. Also won a 2-star class in Monterey in our second week of competition there. They had some very good results in San Miguel as well and in Quapexpan. Also jumped very well in the 2-star classes at Spruce Meadows with a good few top 5 placings. Also did very well with this horse in the young horse categories. 3 wins, in fact, in the young horse classes with this horse. Oh, what a shame. He gave a rub to the B element of that double combination, the double at 9. And so, unfortunately, Trousseau Pascal picks up the 4. Just the 2 riders through to the jump-off then, Kent Farrington and Simon McCarthy. Looking for a third to join them. Beautiful sunshine here this morning in the desert. And of course we're jumping on this sand ring. And the fantastic backdrop of the mountains framing the view here as well. Quite unusual to have the mountains as well as palm trees framing the arena here. Beautiful setting for our final week of competition. Hayley Mercer comes next then with Crown Royale. This is a horse that she owns herself and she rides for Canada. She jumped in the 2-star Grand Prix here last week, just had a couple of fences down. But this is quite a long-term partnership. They've been jumping together in international competition since 2020. Had some really good results earlier this year in Vancouver, up to the 3-star level. And last year did very well in some under-25 classes as well. In fact, placing in the top 10 5 times in the under-25 categories. And some cheers going up from the crowd here as well as she jumps clear. Unfortunately, she will be outside the time allowed, so 79.79 seconds means that Hayley Mercer will be kept out of the jump-off. But just the one penalty for her, and so I'm sure she'll be very pleased with that performance. She joins Juan Ortiz as one of the competitors on 1. She's a little slower than Juan, so he remains in 3rd place. And Hayley takes the 4th spot for now. Alexis Sokolov comes next. Very talented young American rider with the hot horses Fasole de Seigneur. This combination were 7th in the 2-star Grand Prix last week. Jumped a great double clear for that result. But Alexis won the opening 2-star competition of this week with this horse as well. That's a 2-star 2-phase competition. She also had a fantastic round in the 5-star Grand Prix last week, jumping clear and just picking up 1 time penalty to finish in 5th. So this young lady has very much had a brilliant couple of weeks here in the desert. Trains with Connor Swale, who's competed this horse in the past as well. But Alexis jumped this horse to some good results in Dinard, Valkenswaard, Nogger Peak as well. She also did well at the Major League Show in Vancouver. And this is looking like a lovely round. It's a shame she's just working on the 4. But still, a really nice round to see this morning. Just the 1 fence down. But she's well inside the time allowed, 75.31. So she will just finish on the 4 and slots into 7th place at the moment. Vanessa Mannix comes next with Valentino Delte. This is one that she owns herself, and this is another French-bred horse. She jumped this horse in the World Cup in Las Vegas very recently, and also in Sacramento. They were 8th in that competition. She's also jumped this horse in Nations Cup competitions in the past. This is quite a long-term partnership, that Nations Cup appearance coming in Spain in Vejer de la Frontera back in 2020. Horse has been fairly lightly competed in the last couple of years. He's a 13-year-old now. Gives a bit of a rattle to fence 11. But good down at the final line to the CP. Ox up. And so Vanessa Mannix is the latest rider who will be joining our jump off clear in a time of 76.79 seconds. She will join Kent Farrington and Simon McCarthy in the jump off. Emma Marlowe is next up with Cherokee. Getting a good pace up here. She has really got some speed up, certainly a combination that you might want to have a look out for in the jump off if they are able to make it there. This combination were jumping in the 5 stars here last week, who were 21st in the 5-star winning round class. That, of course, will be taking place today as well. That's at 12 o'clock local time. Emma's also jumped Cherokee on the team competition. And safely down through the last couple of fences as well. Gives us another clear. We waited for a clear for a little while now, 2 in a row. So 4 combinations now through to the jump off. Emma Marlowe and Vanessa Mannix joining Kent Farrington and Simon McCarthy. Her time 75.25.
Next horse owned by SIG International Sports California. SIG Chiari, the 10-year-old.
Kyle King comes next with Sig Chiari. His combination were 11th in our 2-star Grand Prix last week. But they also had a good second place finish here in the 2-star speed class as well. And certainly a horse that has all the potential to go well here today. He also won a 3-star Grand Prix in Vancouver back in September. And Kyle has been riding this horse in FEI competition since the spring of this year. The horse was with Michael Cristofoletti of Italy prior to that. Oh, well, gives a rattle to the final fence. But it does indeed stay up. And once again, we have another clear. Kyle King with a fast time there, 74.08. And nothing to add at all for him. 5th rider to go through to the jump off. Next up, we have Eugenio Garza with Chaluri's PS. Eugenio rides for Mexico. Here this morning rides this 8-year-old horse. Horse who is by Chaco Blue and is out of a mare by Balube du Rouet. A very nicely bred horse, got all of the potential there in the breeding. One that Eugenio has been riding since the spring of this year in international competition. And jumping in the 2 stars in Vancouver and at Spruce Meadows in the international classes. Now coming here to Thermal to the Desert International Horse Park to continue that. This horse was brought on as a young horse by Ebba Johansson of Sweden and by Philip Ruping prior to that. Nicely down the final line, and good smattering of applause from the crowd coming up as well. As Eugenio gives us another clear. .74.62 was his time, and I'm sure there will be a combination to watch in the jump off. Up next we have Savannah Jenkins. Savannah rides Comrado. And again, another combination who jumped in the 2-star classes last week as well, placing 13th in the 2-star Grand Prix, just having the one fence down there. Only a couple of FEI competitions or FEI shows on the record for this combination this year, one being in Las Vegas and then last week here in Thermal. Now they stay here for a second week. No doubt looking to break into the jump off in this 2-star Grand Prix. Had a great win at the back end of last year in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, they will not be in the jump off. As they take the back rail of the Oxa down there. This horse was previously ridden by Adrian Schmidt, who is a Swiss rider. That was up until 2020. Savannah very ably managing this course, though. And just clips the one pole. The time's good, 75.53. But unfortunately, just that one pole will keep her out of the jump-off. Tiffany Foster will be our next starter with Battle Cry. Tiffany rides for Canada. Just had the one pole down with this horse in the 2-star Grand Prix last week. They were second in a 3-star Grand Prix in Vancouver back in September. And also had a good 4 top 6 finishes in Spruce Meadows. That was in September as well. She also took this horse over to Dinard in the summer. They're getting plenty of miles on the clock for them. This horse is also an 8-year-old and is by Vigo Dace. Great to the last as well, and quite the cheers coming up from the crowd for Tiffany Foster, a very popular result there. She is just inside the time allowed, 78.3 is her time, and clear gives us another clear. Rodrigo Lambre comes next. He rides for Brazil and he rides Shalawino PS. This combination were third in the two-star Grand Prix at San Miguel. Good double clear there for them. And they also had a third and a fifth place finish in the two-star classes in Guadalajara. Fifth place being in the two-star Grand Prix there. They've had a really good run of some top 10 placings in Guadalajara, in Courland in France, in Valkenswaard. Also had a top 10 finish at Centaur Park in Belgium. Rodrigo's been competing this horse since the summer of this year.
Seconds. Great ride, but unfortunately just over that time allowed. 79 seconds, one time fall.
Well, Rodrigo Lambre just finishes with the one-time penalty. His time is 79.19. Clear for jumping, but it will be our fastest of the one falters. He's just outside the jump-off. 3 now on 1 penalty. On then to Jake Endicott. Jake rides RMF Chaco Top. And we're looking for another rider for the jump off. Good lineup of riders and horses in our jump off already. Jake competed this horse in Las Vegas. And then here last week in Thermal. He just had a couple down and a little bit of time to add as well. This horse is a 13-year-old now, was ridden by Sean Cassidy prior to Jake taking on the reins, and by Cormac Hanley prior to that as well. And Michael Duffy of Ireland on the CV before then too. Gives us another clear, 77.08 seconds. Jordan Coyle comes next. Jordan, a rider always known for speed. And of course he is the 5-star Grand Prix winner from last year here. He rides Costa Diam this morning in this 2-star Grand Prix. This combination was third in the 2-star Grand Prix last week. They had a 5-star jump-off class win in Monterey. And jumped well at Spruce Meadows as well. nicely through the double and very swiftly through as well. This pair have just got the natural pace. Comes a little squarer to the Premier Equestrian upright. Gives himself plenty of time to the CP Oxer. And his time is 74.3. Brilliant, brilliant time. And another clear round. This time, as I say, for Jordan Coyle. Jordan being 64th in the Longines World Rankings at the moment. Plenty of top-ranked riders here this week, competing in both the 2-star and the 5-star competitions. And certainly you will not want to miss the 5-star Grand Prix later. That will be kicking off at 6 p.m. local time. Of course, if you are watching elsewhere in the world, you can re-watch that. You can watch everything on MLSJ TV. You can also watch on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Our next starter then will be Elisa Bros. She rides Crispo R. This horse is a 9-year-old gelding. And one that Elisa has only been riding for a short while. She jumped this horse here last week. Prior to that, the horse was ridden by Alexa Stice of Cyprus. Kerry McKyle on the earlier CV of this horse in 2021. Derek Henney also rode this horse as a young horse in the past. Elisa is ranked 114th in the FEI Jumping Under 25 rankings. Also jumps in some of the young rider categories. Nations Cup Youth final this year in Kronenberg. To her name too. Once again clear, 78.42. So we waited a little while to get more clears, and now we have a good raft of them. I'll just confirm for you how many clears we have. Well, we now have 10 clears, 10 riders through to the jump off, and just 4 combinations still to come. The next of those will be Luis Sabino Gonçalves, who rides Sigma. Again, not a horse that's been competed too extensively in international competition. Luis has jumped this horse in Las Vegas and in Thermal this year already. They were 8th in the 2-star Grand Prix here last week. Very good double clear. And this is a horse that was with Terence Virgile Beau of France, who competed the horse internationally in 2020 at 1-star level. And unfortunately, Luis just comes down on the back rail of the CP Oxer to finish as well. So it's going to be a total of 12. The time, 77.0. No, excuse me, the time now is just coming through at 79.83 seconds. So it's going to add 1 for time as well. He'll finish on 13 in total. That will put Luis into 21st place. Still the 10 clears, just to recap those for you. They are Kent Farrington, Simon McCarthy, Vanessa Mannix, Emma Marlowe, Kyle King, Eugenio Garza, Tiffany Foster, Jake Endicott, Jordan Coyle and Elisa Bross. Just 3 combinations still to come then. And we are looking like we'll have a very strong jump off indeed. The next horse into the ring is Calypso van der Zoethoven. This horse is ridden by Laura Heiter. Another combination who were in Las Vegas and in Sacramento prior to that at the World Cup shows there. This combination have competed here a good few times in the past. Had some good results at Akala earlier this year as well. Very good 3rd place in a 2-star class there. This horse is by Tangelo van der Zoethoven, and on the dam side is out of a mare by Thunder van der Zoethoven. It's a Belgian-bred horse, 14 years old. Really nicely down that final line. Laura Heiter gives us another clear round. The time being 77.36 seconds. And she's the 11th rider through to the jump off. Next up will be Chandler Meadows. Chandler rides Zamia 3. This combination also jumped in the 2-star Grand Prix here last week. And she's also jumped Zamia on the Major League Show Jumping Team competition. Unfortunately, didn't get the shot she wanted at fence 7, so wisely just swings out to the side before fence 8. Looks like she's going to try and circle back to reapproach for the Cabana Coast skinny fence. And safely over the second time. Final fence not causing any problems for Chandler Meadows, but with the added time as well. Unfortunately, that will be a total of 30. So it was 2 fences down, so 8 penalties for jumping and 22 for time, contributing to the 30 for Chandler Meadows. Our final competitor will be Luis Perro Biraben with Chapeau PSZ. This combination just had 1 fence down in the 2-star Grand Prix at Monterey in our second week. Had a good 5th place finish at Akala earlier in the year as well. Just has a little bit of a rattle at a couple of these fences. Good pace down to the last there as well for Luis Perro Biraben. So for our Argentinian rider, he is clear in 78.91 seconds and will be the 12th rider through to the jump-off. There we have it then. They are your jump-off qualifiers. Kent Farrington the first there. Simon McCarthy then next. Vanessa Mannix follows with Emma Marlowe. Kyle King, Eugenio Garza coming next. Tiffany Foster and Jake Endicott also in there. Jordan Coyle, Lisa Bross, and also Laura Heiter and Luis Pedro Biraben also coming through in the jump-off. Brilliant lineup and quite the international field coming through in the jump-off. Plenty of the team riders there as well, but of course today is all about the individual competitors. We'll be taking just a short break now while the arena is prepared for the jump-off, but do stay with us. We'll be back in just a few moments' time for the second round of this 2-star Grand Prix.
hope that they can get past this.
So 12 come back for that jump off round. Our jump off starting at fence number 2. So fence number 2 from there, straight out of fence number 3. Right-hand turn, fence number 4A and 4B, part of that triple combination. Right, fence number 15, that is the Desert International Horse Park signature fence. After fence number 15, left-hand turn to the CP rail, signature fence at fence number 13. Left turn to the door standards at fence number 10 and 11. That is the vertical right by the in gate. The Woodpecker standards for fence number 11. That's our final fence in the jump off. Length in the jump off 280 meters, time lap 45 seconds. And 5 nations represent Argentina, Ireland, Mexico, Canada, and the USA. With a total of 12 entries. So 12 coming back for the jump off, Kent Farrington, Carolina, Doug McCarthy, Andy's boys, Andy's boy, Britonier, Vince Max, and Valentino Dutz, Emma Marlowe and Cherokee, Carly and Sanji Shirley, Jenny Hallgard Zumberans, and Charles B.S., Tiffany Foster, or Van Rock, Jake Hancock, or RMF Chapo Top, Jordan Royal, Costa Leon, Lisa Rose and Crystal R. Lorbeck, Coach of Others Utova, Lisa Pedro Gerben, and Chapo PSCC. That's left will be the final entry in that jump off round. So now jump off starting at fence number 2. And straight out fence number 3, right-hand turn 4A and 4B. Brand new fence in the jump off fence number 15, and that is the Desert International Horse Park signature fence. After that vertical, down the oxer, our CP rail oxer, fence number 13, left-hand turn to the door standards at fence number 10, and the gallop down to fence number 11. That vertical over 280 meters. That is our length on course in the jump off. Time allowed 45 seconds. All comes into this. And this is the jump off for the $40,000 FBI 2-star Grand Prix. Represented by CRISTIANO Tequila.
Well, welcome back to this 2-star Grand Prix this morning, everybody. Kicking off the international competition in the Desert International Horse Park on the final day of competition of the final leg of Major League Show Jumping in the 2022 season. This is going to be quite some jump off. We have 12 combinations coming forward. And Kent Farrington will be the first up. The time allowed in this jump off is 45 seconds. They tackle fences 2, 3, 4A and B from round 1. And then they have a new fence, which is fence 15. That is right in the middle of the arena. Then they'll go to fence 13 from round 1. That's the final fence, the CP Oxer. And then 10 and 11 to finish. Kent Farrington getting us off to quite a fast start already. Here's 4A and B. Now he heads to the new fence at 15 in the middle of the arena. Left-handed now to that CP Oxer. And there we have it. What a way to kick things off in this competition for Kent Farrington and Tulina. Jumps clear. And a time of 34.65. Kent Farrington, always one of the fastest riders. And of course, he was the winner of the 5-star jump-off class last night. He's also very much in the running for the overall season title, in a competition that very well could come down to the wire once again, as it did in the team competition in tonight's 5-star Grand Prix. 34.65 then, that is the time to beat. And I don't think there are many places where the riders could shave off more time. Simon McCarthy then will be next with Andy's boy Bretonnier, rider for Ireland, and who in fact was second to Kent Farrington in last night's 5-star jump-off class. It's quite a gallop down to fence 3, and very swiftly round to the double. This is a combination that we've seen going better and better recently, and very quickly away from the double as well. Now down to 13, CP Oxa. Nicely there. He's very quick away from the fences. Oh, what a shame. Just clips the front rail of fence 10. And look at that time, 32.66 seconds. What a blisteringly fast time for Simon McCarthy, but just the one fence down, sadly, is going to keep him behind Kent Farrington. .12 coming forward in the jump-off. We do need them to jump a double clear now in order to take the win. Kent Farrington leading the way, 34.65. But as Simon McCarthy has shown that the time can be beaten. Took nearly 2 seconds off Kent Farrington's time, impressively. Vanessa Mannix comes next with Valentino Delte. Lovely clear for her in round 1 with this 13-year-old. Good, quick approach through the double. She's not quite going as fast as the likes of Kent and Simon, and unfortunately just clips that new fence in the middle of the arena. Just easing off the pace a little bit here. But good down to the final fence here, 36.16. She is a little slower. But the one fence down would have kept her behind Kent Farrington anyway, and so that will be 3rd place for now for Vanessa Mannix. Next up, we will have Emma Marlowe and Cherokee. She was a rider on the Trailblazers team throughout the season. And she's quickly away. Takes a little bit of an angle coming out of the double there. This is smoothly done, super efficient on her turns. Some cheers going up from the crowd for Emma Marlowe. She will be clear there. Just confirm that time for you, looking like 35.63. Yes, indeed it is. 35.63 for Emma Marlowe. And cleared. That will see her go into second place at the moment. She's not quite as fast as Kent Farrington. Eight more to come. Kent Farrington leads the way. That time to beat with a clear is still 34.65 seconds. Kyle King has been going really extremely well recently. Etalon has been a great partner for him for some fantastic results in the 5 stars in recent weeks. Now he rides Sig Chiari, this 10-year-old, owned by Sig International. This horse is German bred by CRISTIANO. Boldly down through the middle of the arena. And this is looking very good indeed. Wow, look at that time. 33.43 for Kyle King and Sig Chiari. Shows us how it's done. Takes more than a second off the time of Kent Farrington and Two Liner. So Kyle King is our new leader. 3 double clears on the board. Kyle King, the time to beat now. Mexico's Eugenio Garza comes next with Shadow Riz PS. Often also a fast rider. This is an 8-year-old, so he may just opt to just go for a smooth double clear with this horse. Ah, what a shame. Just clips for A. There you have it then. The time 34.63. The time was good. Would have been enough for second, but the fence down means that Eugenio Garza will slot into 5th place for now.
Still in the lead, Tiffany Foster right there for Canada aboard Battle Cry. And will Canada take over first place with following just a little over half a second? 33.43 seconds. The leading time Falcon and Sanji Shiari.
Tiffany Foster up next then with Battle Cry. The time she needs to beat is 33.43. This horse is owned by the Artisan Farms LLC and also by Kent Farrington. Co-owned by those. Another 8-year-old. This one is Belgian bred. And she's very quickly through these first couple of fences. Let's check the time. 34.93 is what it's looking like. I will just confirm that for you. Yes, indeed, 34.93 and another clear, this time for Tiffany Foster. That's going to see her go into third place. She's just a fraction behind Kent Farrington. Kyle King is still leading the way, though. He's been hanging on to this lead for some time now. 4 double clears. Kyle King the fastest. Jake Endicott comes next with the lightly competed internationally RMF Chaco top. Riding for the USA. On this 13-year-old owned by the Rushy Marsh Farm. This horse is by Jacko Blue as well. Ooh, has a little bit of a... just doesn't get the shot that he wants at the double, basically. And unfortunately, has the fence, and he very wisely pulls out of the combination there. He knew that the B element would have been a little too tricky to get to. We'll just wait to see what he decides to do here. Going to pick up the 8 for now. And the bell rings. Jake Endicott coming now to reapproach to the double. Nicely through the second time. And nicely down to the last. He's going to incur some time penalties, of course, there as well. Jake Endicott coming home with 14 in the jump off. His time being 50.72 seconds. So 8 faults of a jumping, 6 time penalties to add as well. Going to be 14 in total. He'll go into 8th place. And we have 4 more to come. On then to Jordan Coyle of Ireland with Costa Diem. Of course, he rides for the Elan Farms, and certainly not somebody you'd bet against in a jump-off. Ooh, has a rattle, but it stays up. Jordan taking the most efficient lines he can here. Gets close to the CP Oxer. And good there. Time to beat 33.43. Oh, what a great ride, Jordan. What a brilliant round. 32.3 seconds. So we do have a new leader. Jordan Coyle and Costa Diem, 32.3 are your new leaders of this class. What a time. Takes more than a second off that fantastic time of Kyle King. Elisa Bros then is now tackling this jump off, coming to the double with Crispo R. Oh, takes the back rail. Elisa then will finish just on the force, 37.48. So it's 9th place for now for Elisa Bros. 2 riders still to come then. We've got Laura Heiter next with Calypso van der Zoethoven. And then Luis Biraben will follow as our final rider to go. The time to beat is 32.3. It is quite some challenge set by Jordan Coyle. Laura's on 30 seconds now. Oh, a great round though. 34.05 is the time, and she slots into 3rd place. Ken Farrington drops into 4th with Tulina. Laura Heiter hoping for a place on the podium here in this 2-star Grand Prix, and just one rider separates her from that achievement. It's our final rider to go. It is Luis Pedro Biraben with Chapeau PSZ. As you see, this is the $40,000 El Cristiano 2-star Grand Prix. Jordan Coyle leading the way with Costa Diem. 32.3 is the time to beat. Luis Biraben comes next. For Argentina then, is our final rider to go with this 8-year-old Chapeau PSZ. Had a rattle, another rattle as well. Well, the time to beat is 32.3. That's going to be tricky to get now. 36.68 for Luis Pedro Biraben. It's a really good double clear. It's good enough for 7th place, but we do have our winner. We have our podium finishers in this 2-star Grand Prix. And what a fantastic competition to kick things off on the final day of international jumping here at the Desert International Horse Park. Here are your final results in the top 10. Jordan Coyle takes the win with Costa Diem clear in a time of 32.3 seconds. Brilliantly fast time. Kyle King will be second with Sig Chiari, second for a double clear for him, and 33.43 seconds. Laura Heiter will be third. Calypso van der Zoethoven, double clear again, and a time of 34.05. Ken Farrington will be fourth. Tiffany Foster takes 5th. Emma Marlowe in 6th. Luis Pedro Biraben will be 7th for Argentina, and he'll be followed by Irishman Simon McCarthy, Eugenio Garza in 9th, and Vanessa Mannix in 10th. From your jump off then, Elisa Bros finishes in 11th and Jake Endicott finishes in 12th. The 3 one-faulters come next, so Rodrigo Lambre will be 13th, Juan Ortiz in 14th and Hayley Mercer in 15th. Well, do stay with us. We do have more international show jumping action to bring you with 2 brilliant 5-star classes coming up at 12 o'clock, so 12 noon Pacific time, local time here in California. We will be bringing you the 5-star winning round competition, and then the climax of today's competition will be the 5-star Grand Prix. That takes place at 6 p.m. local time. You can watch all of those classes live on MLSJ TV, on YouTube or on Facebook. And you can then, if you are watching elsewhere in the world, you can watch those competitions back again on those very same platforms. Do follow along with us as well on social media. The hashtag to use to follow along with is This Is Major League. But do join us again in round about an hour and a half time, when I'll be taking you through the 5-star winning round class. Your winner here this morning in the 2-star Grand Prix is Jordan Coyle. The prize giving will be taking place in just a couple of moments' time. I will see you for that winning round class.
And just walking in the ring, the runner in the third place, running internationally for the USA.
Second, and that is the rider also for the USA, Kyle King, aboard SIG Shiari. But what can you say but wow? Jordan Coyle on top of the leaderboard once again aboard Costa Diam. This horse owned by Lawn Farm. That horse just 10 years old, brand new cooler aboard Costa Diam. And we will call our champion forward just a couple steps. And that is Jordan Coyle aboard Costa Diam. He will step forward just a little bit as the champion right there. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to honor our champion, I would ask you to please rise for the playing of the national anthem of Ireland. So Jordan Coyle and Costa Diam, they will step forward, have that official photograph taken. Our $40,000 FEI 2-star Grand Prix. What a way to start the day right here in the beautiful Grand Prix Stadium. In our FEI 2-star Grand Prix, kind of presented by CRISTIANO Tequila, a proud supporter of the Desert International Horse Park and equestrian enthusiasts around the world. As members of the community themselves, they're excited for you to try their ultra-premium additive and gluten-free tequila. And they think you'll agree that El Cristiano is the most delicious tequila you've ever tasted. Catherine Cammett joining us and representing El Cristiano Tequila with our champion right there. That is Jordan Coyle aboard Costa Diam. So Ireland on top of the leaderboard. And that's photographed now in the history books, and just one more thing to do, and that is to ask Jordan Coyle aboard Costa Diam to lead our field in our victory ride. And another win for Ireland here in the Desert Holiday Series as Jordan Coyle and Constantine, they come out on top. Kyle King, SIG Shari in second. Laura Height, Calypso Vandazutova in third. Those are the top three, Ireland, USA, and USA. And just great competition right here in the Grand Prix Stadium. And great thanks to Catherine Kamet. And joining us on behalf of El Cristiano Tequila, make sure you check them out online for more information about that amazing tequila. www.elcristiano.com. Well, competition, it is not done. The FEI 5-star winning round coming up next at 12 noon.
We have a new